Welcome to Fundamentals of Physics 12th edition for the calculus-based introductory physics market. The story is highly evolved for you with this edition, and there are some critical features and talking points to express with all of your instructors. But first, here are the greatest hits. New, engaging and eye-catching material around contemporary topics. New, pre-lecture videos from new digital contributor. Enhanced Brad tree simulations to help students visualize physical situations. Go tutorials built by author Jearl Walker that walk students through step by step to the final solution of a problem. Free body diagrams powered by GeoGebra to help students build and manipulate vectors. New adaptive assignments powered by Newton. I'll be working in the Gold Standard course loaded into each of your region's accounts labeled Halliday 12E Gold Standard course. Pay attention to the consistency as we go through WileyPLUS that helps students reinforce concepts at all touch points through an easy-to-use experience that promotes practice, skill building, engagement, and critical thinking. WileyPLUS gives instructors multiple avenues for this engagement with efficiency and customizability. Now let's go into a critical component of the WileyPLUS course before we get into some specific features: Wiley Course Resources. This is the Learning Center Hub, as author Jearl Walker calls it. Here you'll have access to the Vital Source e-text, along with all the course-specific resources, including videos, animations, references, and more. As you can see, everything in here can be made visible or invisible by the instructor to the student. So it's completely customizable if an instructor isn't covering a chapter. Instructor resources include everything the instructor needs, and the practice section includes additional problems for students to work through that are outside the problem sets instructors can assign. One of Jearl Walker's main goals with the 12th edition was to bring in many more contemporary eye-catching topics into the 12th edition that really help students overcome the initial intimidation of physics. In this case, we're seeing him talking about horizontal motion with the skateboarder, and as we continue to scroll through the e-text, there will also be other examples, such as the soccer handspring throw-in. Generally, it's done with 2 feet on the ground, but in recent years, players have started to somersault while they throw. Why is that? He wants students to understand the calculations that go into this. Well, we find out that there's increased velocity and also speed and distance when this happens. Moving back into WileyPLUS, you can see that it's fully customizable for instructors. Here I've built out modules for both Chapter 4 and Chapter 5 based on some common practices from instructors on how they structure their course. You can see I have all of the greatest hits here in Chapter 5 with a few other sample assignments. But now let's go into pre-lecture videos with questions. These are new to this edition and they are critical in all classrooms, including flipped and hybrid. Pre-lecture videos are from Dr. Melanie Good out of the University of Pittsburgh. She is a new digital contributor on this title. Let's click into one of these videos. These give a visual introduction to students, preparing them for in-class work by helping them contextualize concepts. Concepts that are then presented within a story to align with and build off the 12th edition's commitment to storytelling. Enhanced simulations by contributor Brad trees are now updated in the 12th edition and are powered by GeoGebra. They're integrated throughout and linked to exercises, and they'll guide students through a deeper interaction with the physics underlying a physical situation. It's a common challenge for physics instructors to help their students see physics and help them understand the why and how behind physics. And it enhances the problem-solving skills through visualizations that challenge students to dig deeper beyond the standard open-ended question. Next up, go tutorials. When you ask a physics instructor, how are your students understanding all the steps needed to solve a problem set, you'll most likely get the answer that they really do need more help with this. Go tutorials are the answer here, and they are available in 15% of the problems in Halliday. They were all created as well by author Jearl Walker. These lead students through a homework problem when a wrong answer is submitted. It starts out with the key idea of that problem, moves through the specific steps of that problem, giving students feedback along the way. In every Go tutorial, that last step is the final answer to the core question. These are completely student controlled. This helps students model the process needed to solve a larger problem. The next greatest hit is vector drawing exercises. These are a critical technique learned by students in physics. Generally, it happens around Chapter 4, and instructors are very concerned about making sure students understand free body diagrams because they're so paramount to their future of their career in physics. They ask students to solve problems involving multiple forces, and our interface is updated through GeoGebra for advanced functionality. As you can see from this set, as I move through, students read a problem and then they have an interactive opportunity to experiment and manipulate a free body diagram drawing. In here, my first step, I received an incorrect answer with feedback, and now I move on to step 2, where I'm no physicist, so I'm not going to get this right, and I will again get feedback on that. Students have multiple attempts as they move through this drawing exercise, and they can manipulate the direction and magnitude based on their understanding. That feedback will help them move through this assignment. Critical to helping students solve larger problems is the root understanding of the content they are engaging with. New to 12th edition is Adaptive Assignments powered by Newton. This is a first of its kind adaptive program within the calculus-based market. Instructors can now assign adaptive assignments powered by Newton in line with Halliday's sections to gauge their students' understanding before class and fill in any knowledge gaps with just-in-time remediation and full answer explanation. This supports students in helping them understand what they know and what they need instruction on. Imagine a student who might not understand their strengths and weaknesses with calculus-based physics content, or they had a rocky senior year in high school and they're at a little bit of a different level than some other students. Adaptive Assignments powered by Newton pinpoints these needs through the Halliday sections. Students are supported and encouraged by that just-in-time remediation and full answer explanations. The great thing for instructors with adaptive assignments is now they have increased visibility into their students' progress. Instructors receive actionable metrics that allow them to see class performance and quickly identify student intervention opportunities. Think about this from an instructor point of view. They can't be with their students at 11 o'clock at night. They don't necessarily know what their students understand or don't understand before coming to class. This gives them that opportunity. Imagine the power of this information in an instructor's hands, in a department's hands, to help identify trends on a course and on an individual level. You'll see here that I can get macro or I can get as granular as I want. I'm boiling down my visibility down to the specific question of the student, even if I want to as well. It also identifies any students who might need extra intervention points from their instructors, thus providing an opportunity before any high-stakes assessment that allows the instructor to pivot their in-class coverage or have a more targeted conversation when that student comes in for office hours. Fundamentals of Physics 12E gives you a rich experience to share with your instructors with a plethora of both text-based and multimedia-based content to show and pivot to based on their needs. Again, Jearl Walker really stresses key ideas in his edition, and he wants to really help students understand the steps to get to those ideas. All of this allows instructors to create the experience they want for their students with Fundamentals of Physics 12th edition by Halliday, Resnick, and Walker.